Creation of this galactic civilization. The story begins millions of years ago in the constellations of Lyra. The origins of the Lyras are from the central race through which nothing is known of physical presence. The ultimate template of life and consciousness. Historical timelines are similar to future timelines as they repeat and loop through familiar cycles. The past and the future follow mental paradigmatic streams upon morphogetic fields, producing content and context for each individual participant in what we see as the game of creation, the play of reality. Humanity, we are one of the families within the stellar framework of the evolution of galactic consciousness. Through mental time travel, Pleiadians are aware of the genetic strands and purposes of each celestial connection. The formation of time follows the cycles within each composition of thought as rhythm, beat, tempo, style and character. This explanation is necessary to begin to explain the architecture of time and hence consciousness. Time and space are inseparable. Time and space are the platform of existence. Creation is mind expressing as from the seed of the singularity, first source, God, unity, prime creator there is life. It is in our awareness through the timelines that the fundamental problem in humanity is illusion and addiction. The loss of direction is the result of this type of delusion wherein the human race is very distant from its underlying reality in the third and fourth dimension. The lightworkers who have insight into these realms are confounded by misrepresentation and selfish interests whereby the higher consciousness aspects of group-level mental action has been retarded by distraction and chaos manifested by a small number but very strong mental forms taking on disguises. This is the apparitions of consciousness whereby the forms become inductive and demand energy from coordinated forms. In the establishment of a soul singularity from stellar origination, the Pleiadian creation matrix utilizes prime sentience to seed intelligence and empowers a single core personality of multidimensional character. This actor is engaged as a soul under the terminology of expression but operates through time through different perspective lenses to enable experience and knowledge. Humanity is a project that is directly under the responsibility of the Pleiadians. There are other stellar formations in the heavens and others in many ways different from humans as sentient beings with minds and communicated through on levels which are not related to humans. From the Pleiadian perspective, this is consciousness with fundamental mechanisms which operate to manage thought. The archons, lords and rulers of dimensions, it is the negative dimensions in alignment within the mechanical robotic realms of disengagement. The reptilian brain through the reticular positioning in harmonic resonance in the stagnation fields of vortex disintegration. As this is the free will universe, choice provides for contrast. To provide a quick tour of the local galaxy, as we know our origins are first source and the central race which arose from infinity to bring light or consciousness to matter. The Lyras began with the development of Draco to instill first source will into bringing forth the positive light and the magnetic energy in developing the polarity of energies. The Pleiadians engaged in experiments to build life forms that hold first source creator energy. To create love as a choice. The prime genetic plan dictated it was necessary to have dual systems of consciousness in order to have awareness and perspective. Time, space and energy are the prerequisites to being a member of this order of creation. In this or the reptilian phase, the people of Earth are subject to cold-blooded non-emotional beings with no understanding of the sacred. Their automatic responses are stimulus and response with a set of instinctual criteria to gain power. The overall function of their life is two-dimensional without hesitation or consideration. The reactive state of mind is the pattern of reptilian existence. The free will universe of space and time allows all polarities to coexist in this reality. It is presented to humanity as an opportunity and a challenge to overcome the difficulties of conflict and produce harmony and peace. To accomplish this, the program has been rewritten to engage the point of departure from the human plan to the reptilian robotic plan. The human plan integrates emotional content with spiritual purpose to steward all life into evolution and advancement. The reptilian plan is the opposite. From in the realms of time where space, distance or physical power has no effect, the Pleiadian architects of this reality are inclined to rescue the inhabitants of a failed experiment. The timeline that has been produced caused a rift in the seams of soul development where those of predatory races have instinctually gathered their talents to attack the boundaries. These boundaries were set up in the astral plane. It is called illusion. The boundary between physical reality and spiritual reality is also known as sleep. It is here time ceases and the awakening proceeds for the aspirants. In the chaos of physical 3D change, the astral 4D realms are even more concentrated with diversity, illusion, perspectives and dreams. The quantum flux of indeterminacy is reached mixed into the midscape as being able to read a whole library in 1 minute. In questions, challenges, problems and solutions, the determination of validity is based by authentication by the spiritual overseers of 5D, where there is the unity of all waves of creation. The reptilian mind is incapable of experiencing bliss, joy or knowledge of these things. The desire for this value of higher emotional content and soul has not evolved in their beings, as the ground of compassion is weak and the light of the reptilian soul has sought root-level survival and promotes fear to achieve these ends. From the Pleiadian perspective, the engagement of higher forces of extraterrestrial origins must be fathomed in the context of time as material knowledge rather than a physical component of linear or even circular movement. In science, the hypothesis is to witness time as the equal of space, and the fabric of this universe is built upon the matrix of space-atom and soul-mind. Reptilians seek control from the root mentality, where absolute control is the solution rather than cooperation and evolution. The face of existence is processed negatively rather than positively, and the physical reptilian spirit carriers within the timelines are not connected to the human soul-mind. Creation of the reptilian species promised fundamentals where the soulmate could be appropriately blended with soul carriers, or human receptacle where the reptilian would find peace. The sacrifices of the carriers created a larger boundary within the elemental fields, as the 2D realms have become unstable and out of resonance with the larger body. The evolutionary standards are being weighed at this juncture to return humanity and the races to include Syria, Arceteria, Pleiadia and Lyra proto-humanity as the template for restoration. Scientifically, the reptilians represent inbreeding through multiple timelines, which has resulted in a technological crossover in the future. The reptilian mind is adaptable by the binary programming of technological black-white, yes-no simplicity. The reptilian dream state is incapable of reaching levels of astral projection without massive influences of vital living essences. The intoxication of blood and gold provided a type of drug-induced euphoria for the reptilian mind. Intelligence without compassion has become a signature of evil, where the hearts beating cold blood have less etheric capacity to engage a light body. The reptilians have energetic bodies to function and to contain a semi-conscious reality where selfish desires are the prime root of existence. Artistic alignments, rituals, experiments and anything to assist the goal of emotional satisfaction become quickly impure, as the seed of the desire is for self-gratification. Humanity holds the egg of reptilian existence as a cornerstone of archetypal development of species while not subject to its limitations. Reptilian species are very prevalent in the universe, with anything from snakes, lizards, dinosaurs, birds, greys, dragons, draconians and other ETs of lesser known varieties. The nature of each person must be catalogued in alignment with purpose. The purpose of humanity is held in families of light from the Pleiadian root races, where humans are crossbred and manipulated. There is a loss of light. Without light energy, the soulmate is unreflective and its genetic material is corrupted. This is an experiment, a game, consciousness and creation. The mind of humanity is at a crossing point to determine its collective choice.